This is Sequel, a fun and exciting way to create and perform music with a computer. Sequel is really easy to use. Everything happens on this one screen. To the right is where you find loops. This main section is where you build your song, and the bottom part is where you control your sound. This area is the media bay. This is where all your sound loops, MIDI loops, and patterns are stored. Click on a loop and it'll play automatically so you can preview it. When you find one you like, click and drag it into your project. Press the space bar or click this button to start playback. And if you want that loop to repeat, click and drag this handle to make more copies. Click on the Picture Page button at the bottom of the screen and choose an icon that'll make it easy to remember what's on this track. You can use your own pictures too. You can import them or just drag them into Sequel right from your internet browser. Sequel has thousands of loops included. To find the one you want, click the Show Filter button and narrow down the results. Pick out the category or type of instrument, like bass. Then pick out what kind of bass and what kind of music. This narrows down your choices. Click on the loops to preview, and drag in the ones you want. When you want the song to change to a new part, like from a verse to a chorus, drag in a new loop. Click on the Filters button again to turn them back off, and now you can see all the loops again. And if you click the Show Filter button again, it will turn off and give you back more room to work. Another way to find things is by typing in a keyword here. And this button, this lets you shuffle your results window so you don't always see things in alphabetical order. This can help you stay fresh and find new ideas. And when you find something you like, click this Family button, and Sequel will show you all the other loops that fit perfectly with the first one. You can have a lot of fun experimenting with loops, but let's look at some tracks recorded from a live performance. Here we have a song with some more parts, so let's see how to mix them. Click on the Mixer page. Use the faders to control how loud each part sounds. And this fader controls the master volume. Each track has buttons to mute it or turn it off, and solo, or hear it by itself. And this control lets you move the sound from left to right. You can also adjust how quickly or slowly the song plays back. This is called tempo, and it's measured in beats per minute. You can use the metronome or click track to hear the tempo. The metronome isn't recorded, it's just used to help you feel the beat while you're recording. If you play an instrument or sing, you can record your own performance right alongside Sequel's loops. You can record one track and then another take right alongside it, known as take recording. Start by adding an audio track. You can add an empty track or pick one that's been set up for your style of playing. Sequel automatically connects the first input on your sound card to the new track, but you can also click this button and connect Sequel to any input on your sound card. Arm the track by clicking the red button and then click Record. Then you can pick the best parts from each take and combine them into a composite track, known as comping. Just define the sections by splitting the takes into logical pieces. Now here we just plugged the guitar straight into the sound card, but if you're using a microphone to record, you'll want to use headphones to listen instead of speakers. That way you won't re-record the other tracks mixed in with the sound from the mic. If you don't have an instrument, don't worry. Sequel comes with loads of virtual instruments built in. Add a new track and select Instrument Track. Now pick the category of instrument that you want to use, and then select the name of the instrument you want. You'll use your MIDI keyboard or other controller to play the virtual instrument. Sequel automatically finds and uses any MIDI device on your computer. Play a few keys on your keyboard and you'll hear the virtual instrument playing. You can also tell the MIDI is working by this activity indicator. And since an instrument track only records the notes you play and not the sound, you don't have to worry about using headphones when you record MIDI. Finally, we can add some effects to our individual parts and to the whole mix. Click here to add effects. You can insert the effect across the whole track, or you can send just some of the signal to the effect, depending on how dramatic you want the sound to be. Let's run our guitar part through the VST amp rack to add some crunch. First, I'm going to click the S button on the guitar track to solo it, so I can hear just the guitar. Now I can play with the amp to get the sound I want. Then I'll unsolo the guitar to hear it in the mix. Finally, I'm going to add a little reverb to the entire mix to help glue it together. Cool. And here's how it all sounds together. Sequel 3, a fun and exciting way to create and perform music with a computer.